Welcome to the Matrix. Just kidding. Hello. Welcome to my Battle 4 blog for Sunrise on the Readathon. If you don't know, you can check out the announcement video. It's a readathon by Katie Colson, hosted every July, and we are wrapping up the penultimate battle of the readathon. And you would think that means I would get right to reading, but you would be wrong. I did descend into madness, and I just was book shopping. I was buying books instead of reading them, and you know, that's okay. It happens. Anyways, so you can expect not a lot of reading, but a lot of b-roll and a lot of book shopping. I did a cheeky little Paris bookstore visit, and I also did a bookstore. What am I trying to say? You know those things that people do with bars? A bar crawl, but with bookstores? A bookstore crawl. Yeah. That was fun. I met up with another mentor, and we went to all these like niche bookstores, like a horror bookstore, a fantasy bookstore, a romance bookstore, and it was so fun. So enjoy. Okay, I had this crazy idea that I needed to go to the bookstore, and they were closing in like 10 minutes, and it was a 10-minute walk. So I said bye y'all and left. So I'm currently walking down the streets of France by myself, and I don't know where I am, and also my phone stopped working, like the service or anything. So I'm hoping I get there, and stay tuned to find out the things we do for the love of books. If anybody finds this, I'm going to Librairie du Canal, so find me there. Last known location. We found it. Yes. Here it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, this was terrifying. I literally saw a pigeon and screamed because I'm just scared right now. I'm walking by myself, but I made it to the bookstore, and then I also saw that they had like a toy store nearby. I thought I'd check out and see if they had mini brands, but the toy store looks like it got closed down. Question mark? We're not gonna press our luck. I'm walking back home, and we're gonna call it a success because we went to the bookstore. And I will tell you about it there because, yeah, terrified. Need to pay attention and need to figure out how to get home. Okay. 50% of the way through this journey. I may cry when I get home. All right, I am packing up.
sadly we are having to leave early. So sadness, but I think I'm gonna try my best to have finished the entirety of the night circus by the time I get home, which I think I have plenty of time because there's the ride, the airport, the plane is like 6 hours. It didn't take 6 hours, I don't think, to read a book, but basically, I don't think I told you what this is about, so I'll tell you right now. The Night Circus is about these two magicians, and their names are Celia and Marco. They are dueling for some reason, and they both are at the Cirque de Rêve, which is the Circus of Dreams. However, while they're dueling, they end up falling in love, which turns out to be super dangerous for some reason. Question mark? We don't have any explanation for that, but...
Okay, so that was the part where my camera died because I hadn't charged it the whole trip. But I honestly think that that description was pretty good. Or maybe it wasn't good, but it was all I had to say anyways. Yeah. Also, this next clip, obviously, it was just chaos. I was on the airplane and I was too lazy to go up and get like my camera and all of that from like the overhead bin, and the sound was really bad. So you're just gonna hear me from the future, and I'm gonna play the clip anyways, and just pretend that the words match with my mouth. Okay? Anyways, I was saying that I had a great time going to the bookstore in Paris. However, it wasn't like really familiar like most bookstores. Like some of the books, I could recognize the titles based on like maybe the aesthetic or something like that. Like The Shining had like the pattern on it, but overall I would say that the books were pretty unique. And I don't know if that was because I went to like a local bookstore in like a little kind of residential area nearby where I was staying. I didn't go to any of the like major bookstores, but I kind of liked that. It was cute. I ended up getting a copy of Circe, which I held up in one of the clips. I'll show it here. And that was pretty much all I got. But I did get myself some bookmarks, which I will show you later. And other than that, I was just enjoying being in a ridiculously nice airplane, like pod situation. I basically had a, what do you call those? Oh, a studio apartment. I had my own studio apartment, y'all, and 4-course meals, and it was fun and amazing and fantastic. Anyways, let's get back to this shindig.
It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. It is Sunday. It's been a couple days since I've updated y'all, or since I've picked up the night circus. Oh, blocking y'all. What to say? First and foremost, intrusive thought here, but have you ever thought about the fact that like there's no evidence to prove that it's Sunday? Like, we just have to take the word of, I mean, everyone, I guess, and trust that someone kept track from the very first Sunday of time, and that it is still Sunday.
How long did it take you to get
Anyways, I am actually headed to a horror bookstore, I think it is, in Brooklyn. I'm gonna meet up with Steph, our Earth mentor. It's giving Alliance. I am wearing brown. Ew. Anyways, we're going to this bookstore called The Twisted Spine. I think it's a horror bookstore. And then from there, lunch, and then 2 more bookstores that are also pretty niche. One of them is Love and Legends, I think it's called. That one's supposed to be a fantasy bookstore. And then there's the Broken Binding? The Ripped Bodice.
The Rip Bodice is a romance specific bookstore. So it's gonna be a fun and crazy time. I'm so excited! And taking y'all along with me. In terms of the Night Circus, I have been reading it on the train ride here. I think I'm at about like, I wanna say 80% or more. Okay, 78%. And I don't know, I'm just like totally checked out. I realized that I don't know who a lot of the characters are, or like at least what their role is in the story. I'm just here for vibes. And honestly, the book does the atmosphere really well, so I'm not mad about it, but I don't know. I'm realizing that this is a cozy fantasy and I'm not really a cozy fantasy girl, so we'll see how I feel when it ends. Second bookstore! Ready? What's this one called? Love
and Legends.
I keep wanting to call it Legends and Lattes, but fantasy bookstore. Here we go! Okay, bookstore number 3. successful book shopping day. Ending it with some Panera, the green tea papaya. If you know, you know.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty. I thought of that because I saw this sticker. How funny is it that I got at one of the bookstores? Anyways, I'm here to provide you with a haul. I know this is what you were waiting for. So we went to 3 bookstores and I got books at 2 of them. The first is The Wax Child. I got this at Love and Legends, the fantasy bookstore. Even though I don't know if this is like maybe like some kind of, I don't know actually, horror. It's not like really horror. It's a contemporary, I don't know. This is a story that's based on like the true like witch trials of Denmark. And so basically the characters in here, they are, so the main character or the POV that we're like looking at is a wax doll. That's why it's called The Wax Child. And she's like a doll of a baby or child, whatever. And the girl, Kristen's, she made this wax doll and it kind of serves almost as like a magical element. And we just kind of see through the perspective of this doll watching all the things unfold as these women like do their witchcraft and then go through like the witchcraft trials and all of that stuff. And I did pick this up expeditiously upon getting on the train after leaving the bookstore. It's funny because Steph put this in my hand and was like, this was a great book. And I opened it and was like, yes, immediately yes, and took it. And then I also got myself a little bookmark. Cutie wootie. That was the like bookstore bookmark, but I loved it. I'm obsessed. 10 out of 10. And then I have a ton of stickers from there that Steph got me. I have this Read, Ban Books, and Gain Forbidden Knowledge. I thought that was so funny. And then we got this one, Huzzah, Violence. We got the first Love and Legends logo, and then they also have this logo. And then there's this goblin mode. They had such good stickers there. And then from the first bookstore, I didn't buy any books, but I did buy a sticker for my journal. The Twisted Spine. That was the horror one. And they did give me a bookmark. But it wasn't that fun. New York City's first bookstore for horror and dark literature. So that was that. And then at the Ripped Bodice, why was I going to say the Broken Binding? I got Novel Haven, Levels of Love. This is so cute. The reason that I mean, like, the synopsis is good. Basically, it's like a cozy gamer and this horror gamer, and they're both competing against each other in this like gaming competition, but they fall in love, but like they both need the money, so like you can't like be in love and be rivals. Sounds like a good time to me. But the inside, it has this like sticker sheet, right? And then you're able to like make your own little like bookstore tower with like the stickers. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life? Plus it has sprayed edges, and also it was signed by the author. So how cool am I? I also got, and Steph got this too, so I hope we're gonna buddy read it. This is, it seemed like a good idea, and honestly, this was a cover by, like, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay? But it did have a good synopsis too, and I can't see with the matrix in the way, but basically this girl named Ripley, she runs a small town lavender farm. And her twin sister books this like big time role, right? So then basically she has to hire a bodyguard because famous problems. Can't relate. But the guy who gets assigned to be her bodyguard is a dude that she had a one-night stand with a long time ago. So awkward. I think it's gonna be a fun time. Seems like a quick and fun read, and also the fact that like the inside is so pretty for a paperback. What's going on here? There I did get the "they see me rolling, they hating." I used to have one of those tiny type things and I loved it, so I had to get that. And then I got the ripped bodice sticker, and they gave me a cheeky little bookmark. So that's cute. And in case you were wondering what I got in Paris, I got a Eiffel Tower bookmark. This was the bookmark that they gave me at Shakespeare & Co., which is like the famous bookstore out there. I did not go inside because the line was crazy, but they had a cafe next door that had some books, and I sat in there and had cute little coffee and juice for my nephew. Then I got this at, where did I get this? I either got this at Notre Dame or at La Basilica de Saint-Creux. I think I got it in Notre Dame. And then this is the Arc de Triomphe. Ah! What a fun and crazy time. Oh, did I show you Cersei? Okay, well, I don't know where Cersei is, but I did get Cersei while I was there. So I hope you enjoyed this haul.
All right, y'all, we have 1 hour left in this battle, and I have 110 pages left in my book. I think I can do it. It also coincides with I have 1 hour left on my commute home. Let's get to reading. Okay, y'all, I made it home. I look crazy, but I promised you I looked cute when I left the house. Anyways, I did finish the book with 4 minutes to spare. The pages were cutie and short, so it was easy. Anyways, it's really late, so I will give y'all a final update in the morning, and let's hope that we saved our tributes. My friends, we have come to the end of the road. Still I can't let go. You belong to me. Sorry, getting carried away. What was I saying? We left off with me finishing The Wax Child. 4 stars. I thought this was so good, so different, so intriguing. I can't explain it. I think if it was longer, I probably would have given it less stars, because it did take like a lot of like, you had to think about it to really understand and comprehend what was going on in the story. But it was just vague enough that you were curious. And a lot of the times I was like so confused, because these women are doing these things that are like clearly witchcraft, but I'm wondering if maybe they didn't realize that they were doing witchcraft, because why were they like surprised that they do have a conversation like, we're not witches. Or I don't know if it was just that one character being in denial. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, it's all about perspective. You know, that really makes you think, right? Because it's like, we are doing these things, but do we necessarily identify as a witch? Or yeah. Also, they were betraying each other left and right. That's all I gotta say. It was good. I feel that there was like this ominous vibe. The atmosphere in this book was really good. So if you like a little
unsettling feeling in your books, this one would be a good one for you. And I got bonus points because it was a translated. And I also finished The Night Circus. I don't have a lot to say about this book. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It took me longer to read than I thought it was. I really thought, I was really excited for the prose in this book. I thought it was going to be like lyrical, you know. I hear a lot of people say that the language is very flowery. I don't know that I felt that it was like too flowery, but enough that it just kind of distracted from the plot. Like, I think I was very focused on the atmosphere and I really loved that, but the plot didn't really like stick with me. But I will say that this book, I don't know if it's considered a cozy fantasy, but it was feeling a little cozy to me. Not in like the sentient plants and stuff like that, but it just wasn't really like, I don't know, super action-packed in my humble opinion. So that's okay, but I did end up taking the Starless Sea off of my TBR for now. I think if I ever pick that book up, I would try doing it on a physical or ebook and not audio, because I think that that might have influenced how I feel about this book. Some books are just not audios, you know. I did read a lot of The Night Circus on my Kindle, but I did pick up some of it on audio because it was taking me too long to read it. I had to get like the ball rolling, you know, push through. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave your most romantic emoji in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you enjoyed the family, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And after the end, little clippy clip, I may have left you a little Easter egg. So have fun. Bye!
That they were reading.
Can I call time?
Because they were so...
Katie, stop talking!
So, I
Okay. It's not us. Thank God.
It's mega rap.
Oh my God, we're
From
still
the
safe. No!
The next is whiskey. Oh, I love whiskey so much.
Wait,
battle
does this, oh my gosh. There's 5 left, that means we're in the final 4.
I hear. Bro, I love these trivia.